Everything you see is an illusion. Your body, your memories, even the passing of time. None of it is truly real. Two men discovered this, 25 centuries apart. One sat in silence beneath a tree. The other listened to the hum of the universe through mathematics. And when their truths met, reality itself began to disappear. Under the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha Gautama opened his eyes and saw that life was not what it seemed. That the world of form and name was a dream the mind kept telling itself. In 1955, Albert Einstein closed his eyes for the last time, leaving behind equations that whispered the same message. Time, matter, even space itself, are illusions of perception. They never met. Yet their discoveries align like two mirrors facing each other, one reflecting ancient wisdom, the other modern science. Buddha searched within, Einstein searched without, and both reached the same horizon, the point where consciousness and physics dissolve into one field of awareness. If they were both right, then the world you touch and trust might just be the universe dreaming through you. Before he became the Buddha, he was a man named Siddhartha, a prince surrounded by gold, comfort, and answers that never touched the real questions. One night, he walked away from it all. The palace, the servants, the promises of pleasure. He left, seeking the truth about suffering, why everything born must decay, why everything loved must be lost. After years of silence, hunger, and searching, he sat beneath a fig tree in Bodh Gaya and refused to move until he saw the truth. There, something broke open. He saw that the world of form and shape was not solid, but fluid, a constant dance of creation and decay. He called it Maya, illusion, not because nothing exists, but because nothing exists independently. He looked at his own body and saw rivers instead of boundaries, cells dying, atoms vibrating, all of it exchanging with the stars. He saw that what we call me and you are patterns within one field, temporary ripples on the surface of something infinite. And in that moment, the dream of separation ended. The Buddha didn't discover a belief. He discovered perception without filters, reality unedited by thought. And what he saw was not emptiness, but everything, shining through the illusion of form. Centuries later, on the other side of the world, another mind sat in silence, not beneath a tree, but behind a desk. Albert Einstein, a 26-year-old patent clerk in Switzerland, was about to see what Buddha had seen in numbers. He imagined a man chasing a beam of light, and from that vision, he realized something unthinkable. Time does not flow at the same rate for everyone. It bends, stretches, slows, and folds, depending on speed, gravity, and perspective. He wrote the equations, and the world changed. If you move fast enough, time slows down. If you fall toward a massive object, it curves. Reality, once believed to be fixed, was revealed to be elastic. Einstein shattered the illusion of absolute time. He showed that past and future are not separate rooms, but threads woven into one vast fabric, space-time. He turned the steady river of time into an ocean that could ripple and twist. Then came his most famous insight: E equals mc squared, energy and matter, two sides of the same coin. Everything solid is condensed light. Everything visible, a frozen vibration. Without realizing it, Einstein had just rediscovered what Buddha had seen in meditation. That form is emptiness, and emptiness, form. Einstein revealed that space and time could bend, but what came next bent reality itself. When scientists looked deeper into the smallest particles of existence, they found something unsettling. At the quantum level, the universe refused to behave like a machine. Electrons didn't sit still. Photons didn't follow predictable paths. Instead, everything existed as potential, a wave of possibilities, until someone observed it. They called it the observer effect. The act of observation itself determined what became real. Before you looked, it was a cloud of probabilities. The moment you looked, it became a single outcome. Consciousness was no longer outside the experiment. It was part of it. And suddenly, the ancient words of Buddha began to echo through the equations. Reality is shaped by awareness. Einstein resisted this idea. He famously said, "I like to think the moon is there even when I'm not looking at it." But the universe didn't seem to agree. Every test, every experiment whispered the same impossible truth, that the observer and the observed are not separate things. Buddha saw it through meditation. Quantum physics proved it through mathematics, both pointing to one mirror, consciousness itself. 2,500 years apart, a monk in India and a physicist in Europe looked at the same truth from opposite directions and found each other in the middle. Buddha said, "Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form." Einstein said, "Matter and energy are one." Different languages, same realization. Modern physics would later confirm what ancient mystics had seen in silence, that atoms are 99.9999% empty space. If you removed the empty space from every human on Earth, the entire species would fit inside a single sugar cube. What we call solid is not solidity at all. It's vibration, energy dancing with itself. Buddha taught that all separation is illusion. Quantum entanglement proved him right. Two particles can remain connected across light years of distance. One moves, the other responds instantly. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. The mystics simply called it oneness. What Buddha discovered through stillness, Einstein revealed through equations. One used breath, the other used mathematics. Both found that the universe is not a collection of separate things, but a single, unified field of consciousness and energy, flowing in infinite patterns, aware of itself. If matter and energy are the same, and if observation shapes what becomes real, then reality is not something happening to you, it's happening through you. Buddha saw that consciousness paints the world it perceives. Einstein proved that perception bends time and space. Both were pointing toward the same invisible artist, the mind itself. Think of every thought as a vibration, every emotion, a frequency. When you focus on fear, the world responds with distortion. When you focus on gratitude, it shifts again. New patterns, new possibilities. You're not imagining change. You're tuning the field. This is why meditation works, why mindfulness alters perception, why two people can stand in the same storm, and one sees chaos while the other sees beauty. Reality isn't fixed. It's participatory. You are both the observer and the observed, the dreamer and the dream. Buddha called this awakening, seeing through the illusion of separation. Einstein called it understanding the unified field. Different words for the same remembering. That consciousness doesn't exist inside the universe. The universe exists inside consciousness. All your life, you've been told that you are a separate being, a name, a story, a body with a beginning and an end. But what if that you never truly existed? Buddha said the self is an illusion, a collection of thoughts pretending to be a person. He saw that the idea of I was just another ripple in the ocean of consciousness. When the ripple believes it's separate, it suffers. When it remembers its water, it awakens. Science, in its own way, began to echo this truth. Neuroscientists can't locate a single place in the brain that contains the self. Every thought, every emotion, every memory is a process, not a person. A pattern, not a permanent soul. Einstein once wrote, "A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space." He saw what mystics had seen for centuries, that the self is not the center of consciousness, but its temporary expression. So what happens when this illusion dissolves? The fear of loss fades, the craving for control softens, and what remains is a quiet, infinite awareness, watching, breathing, creating through you. You were never a fragment. You were never separate. You were the whole, all along, pretending to be a piece, just to remember what wholeness feels like. Right now, as you watch this, the universe is looking back at itself, through you. Every color you see, Every thought passing through your mind is the cosmos becoming conscious of its own reflection. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, momentarily aware of being infinite. Buddha saw this in the stillness of his breath. Einstein saw it in the curve of space-time. Different mirrors, same light. Look closely at your hand. The atoms that form it were forged in the core of ancient stars. Those stars were born from clouds of hydrogen that came from the Big Bang. You are not made of the universe. You are made as the universe. When the Buddha said, "I am awake," he wasn't describing a man reaching enlightenment. He was describing existence, realizing itself, the dreamer remembering its dreaming. And maybe that's why every great mind, from mystics to scientists, ends up facing the same silent truth, that everything you seek has always been looking out from behind your own eyes. Maybe the illusion was never the world itself, but the idea that you were separate from it. For centuries, minds like Buddha's and Einstein's tried to show us that truth cannot be found out there, because the seeker and the sought are the same consciousness, wearing different faces. You are not watching reality. Reality is watching itself through you. And in that quiet recognition, everything you feared to lose was never lost. Everything you hoped to find was never missing. Perhaps this is what enlightenment truly means. Not escaping the world, but finally seeing it as it is. A single, infinite presence, momentarily dreaming as you. So, as the screen fades and the sound dissolves, listen closely, not to these words, but to the silence between them. That silence is you. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere inside that silence, a question is already forming. The kind of question that won't leave you alone until you answer it. If one line, one thought, or one feeling stayed with you tonight, let it speak, because the universe is still listening.